I stole over 300k at my job. Welcome to r/confessions, where people on Reddit confess their most disturbing secrets. This was a few years ago back when I was in high school, and thinking about it now I'm not too sure how illegal what I did was, if it is at all. Anyway, I used to work at this restaurant and I was a waiter. It's a pretty well-known restaurant that I'm pretty sure most Americans have been to at least once. And back in high school, me and all my friends knew this website that you could buy gift cards from for a percentage of what it actually was. For example, a $100 gift card would be about $20 on the website. Well, fast forward a few months later, I noticed on the website they added my job to the list of stores gift cards they were selling. Instantly I came up with this idea that I felt would make me a millionaire. I would have my friends make a pickup order of whatever they wanted, as long as it didn't go over $20. That way they could tip the remaining $80 to me. They would get free food and I would profit $60 each time. This continued on for at least 3 months. I was buying the gift cards by the boatload. All my friends were coming to eat for free, and I was collecting all this money. It was a win-win. Nothing ever happened in the end. Eventually I finally decided to quit because new management came in, and by the way they were acting it seemed like it was going to be harder to just do what I did. I should mention that my manager prior to the new guys were oblivious, and on top of that he was a 40-year-old who would come to work and drink in the manager's office. It was just extremely easy to get away with. In the end I don't really regret what I did, considering I was able to help my family and I was secretly making more than my mother was, so it was nice to be able to spoil her and occasionally get nice things for her. I used to work at the movie theaters as a manager about 9 years ago. This theater was super popular, brand new everything at the time, a bar, amazing sound and seating. Every time a new movie would come out it would be stupid busy. I'm talking like Twilight, Iron Man, The Hangover, etc. Pretty good movies. This was before apps for theaters started being popular, and we did have kiosks for people to pay on card only, but 90% of the time they would up on the ticket counter. I was in charge of closing out the registers at night. At first I was honest, I would count out the draws, figure out what was earned, see if it was short or not, and even out the draw back to the start of the day. Usually it was set up for $250. After a while I noticed there was no security cameras in the ticket counter and there would be no way of seeing what was happening unless you were inside the booth. So I got curious. One night while I was closing up I pocketed $20 and wrote up off nothing. So the following week I did it again, nothing again, and then I waiting on super busy movie nights when we would use 4 of the registers in the booth, and at closing I would take 40 from each and even the draw back to $250. Some busy nights I would walk out with about $250 to $300, and I was getting away with it. No one never looked into the fact I was doing this. So I kept at it for 5 to 6 months. I'm not sure how much I really took, but I can with confidence say it was over 10k, because I used it to put a down payment on a car. I ended up quitting the job due to moving out of the state, and that was that. I was never caught. Point. So basically, they should have really invested in cameras in the ticket counter area. Lol. I just put Listerine on a girl's ankle monitor. She's gonna get life because of me. Point. She has 2 ankle monitors. One monitors her for alcohol. I put Listerine on the alcohol one. Point. She's been charged with DUI manslaughter and doesn't give a shit. She's trying to beat it. She fucked like 8 dudes today because she's a hooker. She constantly does drugs and all she does is lie about shit. I can't get her out of my house because she's my roommate's best friend, so I asked her to be my girlfriend so she would sleep in my bed. Now I got access to her ankle monitor while she sleeps, and I fucking put Listerine on it. For quite a while I would upload drawings made by my friend and I would claim them as my own. The art, the characters, and the stories. I guilted my friend into letting me do this, and I would frequently beg them to draw stuff for me, and usually when they refused I would trace other people's work. All of my online friends believe the art is mine. I haven't been online in ages because I felt guilty and couldn't face them. But now that my artist friend is starting to get recognition and is selling their art, I don't want them to get accused of plagiarism. The weight of the guilt has gotten to be too much. Should I just admit what I did to my friends and face the consequences? When I was 16 and 17 I worked at a grocery store. I never stole anything until I worked with this group of kids. They were always just grabbing food off the shelf and eating it. I joined as any peer pressured teen would, and after that night I didn't for a while. The worst would be switching the stickers on apples so they wouldn't cost as much, like who knows or cares about the difference in appearance between a Pink Lady and Honeycrisp. Then I turned 18 and was able to start working third shift, and that's when things got bad. It started just food throughout the night. We were unsupervised and knew where the cameras were. We were also very tactical in disposing of evidence. It then evolved into taking food and supplies for home. Snacks, laundry detergent, baggies, during COVID toilet paper, and so on. It got to the point I would take the Sterilite beans and fill them up to sneak them out the back where there weren't any cameras, and sliding it out the door to pull around and pick up in the morning. One night I even slid out a box full of goods, and it was taken by someone else before I could grab it. I ended up taking so much that I would start selling what I would take, only making me take more. I even started cleaning cars with the supplies I would take from the auto section and making money off of that. Eventually the block got too hot. Loss prevention was in multiple times a week trying to figure out what was going on. In the end we all put in our 2 weeks to get out of there before we got caught. Now that store is on the downhill because they lost their best/worst employees. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. When I first came to my new elementary school in G3, I was pretty aggressive. Sometimes after school, when we were playing outside, we do dumb things. I have not told anyone about these incidents other than my friends. Grade 3 on the monkey bars, a kid decided to pull me down while I was on it for fun. I hit the ground so hard and made me lose my breath. So after I stood up and saw the kid laughing, I sent a hard blow right to his face and saw blood come out of his nose. He cried and ran to his mom while I ran away to hide in a bush and saw the mom looking around and yelling. Grade 5 we were on those big swings that could hold usually 4 kids. I got off and started my turn of pushing, but then a kid ran over and asked me if he could push. I said no, so he started whining, which turned to insulting me, and finally I can take it no more. I grabbed him by his shirt and pushed him to the swing yelling, "There, you want to push, push." And he got hit in the chest by the moving swing with 4 kids on it. He cried and went to the principal to try and tell on me, but again, I was away and he didn't know me, so I got away with that. Grade 6 a kid I had an argument with during lunch was still pissed, so he came to me after school and demanded a fight. I said no, I don't want to get into trouble again, but he was really mad and won't let me go. I was just about to push past him when he suddenly punched me in the stomach. I held the pain back and kicked him in the legs, and while he was down on one knee I kicked again, this time on his back. But he stood up again and punched me in the face and my nose started bleeding, so I kicked him hard from the front. He fell backwards hard and slammed his head on the ground and I think passed out, so I ran away. I did get into trouble for this as he knows me. Not exaggerating, she has not left the house in over a year. She lives off my dad's child support and me running to get things. So the past 6 months I've gotten frustrated with her because I do everything for her on top of working and taking care of my brother. So every time she sends me to the store I treat myself. I will buy some Macupe products or a hair soap or a sign for my room. It's always under $20, but I just tell myself it's the least she can do. Hi, that's all for the video. If you like it, please like and subscribe. I hope you have a nice day.